What is going on, you guys? It's Extreme here, and welcome back to my Thursday episode of my Road to Max Prestige. This will be the last episode I do until Monday, so I hope you guys will enjoy today's episode. As yes, I am prestiging in this gameplay, and really quick side note, I don't know why the gameplay is kind of glitchy. I don't know if it was the actual gameplay or if it's the recording. The recording seems mostly fine, so I'm assuming it was actually the game itself acting weird this day. Anyways, yes, I do finally prestige to third prestige in this gameplay. I hope you guys do enjoy it. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is something somebody I know recently asked me about. And I was asked, how did I meet Wild? And the thing is, the story behind how I met Wild is it doesn't have the greatest start. So let's get right into today's episode on how I met Wild. And this goes back to 2003. 2003 was the year after all kinds of shit had happened in my life. I was homeless for about a month. My then girlfriend wound up cheating on me and then leaving me, and yeah, that happened. So the year before was really crappy. This year I was working at Hollywood Video, and I wasn't really enjoying the job. I'm just gonna say that right now. I really hated working there. For those of you who don't remember, Hollywood Video was kind of like, well, I was gonna say Blockbuster, but they don't even have those anymore. So the best way to put it is, Hollywood Video was Netflix way before Netflix ever existed, for those of you that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, so I worked there, and while I was working there, I had met somebody. One of our regular customers would come in same day every goddamn week and would come in and rent the dumbest fucking movies. I swear to God, this woman would come in just to talk to me. Now, for the record, I was not at all interested in this woman, but she was a nice woman. She was a little bit older than me, you know. She had her issues, but you know, she was a very nice woman, and she wasn't bad looking. I just want to clarify that. She wasn't bad looking at all. She just wasn't my type. Anyways, so one night she came in and she just wouldn't take no for an answer. She kept asking me out. I kept telling her, I'm sorry, I can't. All right, how about this? We go on one date, and if things don't go well, whatever, that's it. You know, you'll stop asking me out. Bit of an ass, but I just wanted her to stop asking me out. So I agreed. She agreed. We went on the date. Except she doesn't want to go alone. Oh my fucking God. She has to bring her friend. If you put two and two together, her friend just so happened to be Wild. So we go on this date. Wild has her date. I'm with this woman. And the date started okay. You know, we were gonna go to the movies, then we're gonna go something to eat, then we're gonna go to the beach, and then whatever happened after that happened. So date starts, and you know, everyone's having fun, everyone's enjoying themselves, everything's going, you know, marginally okay. I'm enjoying myself, I'm having fun with this woman. And then things start getting weird. The woman I'm on the date with and the guy that Wild was on the date with start to kind of flirt with each other, and I'm noticing it, and I'm all, this is interesting. I mean, the fuck, like, what the fuck? And Wild, of course, noticed this as well, but she's just kind of like, whatever, I'm just here to make her happy, I don't give a fuck, I just want to go home, the sooner the better. I don't even like this dude. If you suddenly decide you like him, sweet, I can leave. Yeah, Wild did not want to be there, and she kind of felt bad for me Because at this point, I'd known Wild. Like, I'd met her a couple times. She came into the store and rented movies, but I didn't know her. You know, like, we weren't friends. We didn't talk. You know, we had a civil conversation every now and again when she rented movies. But beyond that, we never talked. So Wild and I start kind of hanging close to each other. Kind of like, well, we're going to get ditched. We might as well just pair up now. Like, we're not stupid. We saw it coming, all right? We're not going to lie. We saw it fucking coming. And that's pretty much what happened. About 4 hours after the date had started, it abruptly came to an end when me and Wild went to the restroom. I had to go to the restroom. She had to go to the restroom. So we kind of sort of went together. And when we come back, our dates are gone. Yeah. So we're kind of just looking at each other going, well, that happened. Yeah. Kind of glad it's over. And this is the conversation me and Wild had, right? She tells me she's glad it's over. I respond by simply saying, yeah, I only did this to shut her up. Obviously, I could have saved myself a whole lot of fucking frustration and annoyance by just doing this a whole lot sooner. She's all, probably not, because she only just met this guy a couple days ago. I'm like, what are you talking about? She starts telling me that Wild's friend, that her friend, basically set this whole thing up. And Wild was supposed to go with this guy, and this woman I was on the date with was supposed to go with me. But for some reason, this woman fell for the guy she had set up for Wild. And it what the fuck, you know? Like, really? She'd been hammering me for at least 2 months to go on a date. I finally say yes, and this is what happens. Kind of glad. Just saying. Anyways. Well, I'm really glad because, you know. Yeah. Anyways. So, I'm sitting there. It's just me and Wild at this point. I look at her and I said, so, are you done? You heading home? She goes, well, I mean, we both got ditched. We might as well just make the most of it, right? You want to go hang out, do stuff, whatever? Well, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I'm fucking broke as a joke on Christmas morning, but, you know, I mean, we can figure something out. Well, let's just go back to my place then. That was her suggestion. All right, sure, fuck it, why not? What do you want to do? She goes, I want to play video games. Seriously? Yeah, I want to go play video games. You down? Fuck yeah. I kid you not, all right? That was her suggestion. So we go back to her place. We start playing video games, having fun. And she makes a comment, well, let's make this interesting. All right, what do you mean by interesting? Let's play strip fucking whatever. Okay, what do you mean? Because we're playing a racing game. I think it was Need for Speed Most Wanted. I don't know what it was. I know it was a racing game. I remember that much. And she said, whoever comes in first wins. Whoever comes in anything but first has to strip one piece of clothing. Like, all right, I'm down with that. I'm not the greatest at video games, but I am most definitely better at video games than Wild. Just saying. So after about 2 hours of playing, Wild is down to nothing but her panties. Actually, more specifically, she was wearing a thong, just saying. And she looks at me and says, do we really need to play another round? She's actually really pissed at this point because she was getting spanked. And she says, all right, look, here's the deal. How about this? She just drops her panties, looks me dead in the eyes and says, why don't we just fuck right now? Because we both know it's going to happen. You down? I'm down. You want to do it? Let's do it. Let's go right now. How do you say no to that? I mean, a fairly attractive woman with big ass titties gets buck naked, wants to fuck. Do you say no? Probably not, but I did. And Wild looked at me and said, seriously? She then grabs a blanket and covers herself up and is kind of feeling extremely self-conscious at this point. So I explained to her, I'm all, well, listen. You're very, very, very attractive. And I'm finding it very hard to say no. But I'll be honest with you. I don't just sleep with anybody. You know, I'm very picky about that because I don't throw myself at just anybody. You know what I mean? I'm being serious with it, by the way. All right, I literally don't do. I try very hard not to do one night stands and random hookups and shit like that. I've never had a one night stand in my life, so it was important to me that I not start even now. And she got that, and she said, I completely understand that, and I completely respect that. You want a friend with Benny's? Are you serious? Are you actually asking me? Well, no, if you don't want it. At that point, I just grabbed her and kissed her on the lips and said, I'm down, but there's no fucking tonight. She really got pissed at me that I didn't want to fuck her, by the way. But we wound up talking for the rest of the night, and she didn't get dressed either, by the way. I'm just saying, she never got dressed. She wound up staying naked. We did do some stuff, but not the full thing. And it was just one of those days. It was a really shitty start, had an awesome ending. And I don't know why I felt like sharing that story with you guys. Partially due to the fact that, yes, I was asked and I wanted to answer it. But the thing about Wild is she is in many ways a very, very strong, confident woman. The big part of why mine and her relationship, if you can call it that, I mean, we are friends, but our relationship has always been what it is because she admired the fact that here is a beautiful woman completely nude in front of me, and instead of just saying fuck it, let's go, I do the responsible adult thing, and I'm all, well, you know, hang on, hold up here, let's not be fucking reckless. We can have fun, but let's not be reckless. She admired and respected that, and also appreciated it because she knew at that point I gave more, I guess you could say, concern for her than my own personal wants and desires. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is I have been asked by a few of you guys, you know, how do you do this? How do you have all these women? How do all this stuff happen to you? I fucking give a shit, man. I don't say I'm not, let me phrase this. I'm not pretending to give a shit. I actually give a shit. You know, you want a woman to feel this the way that, you know, women have felt toward me and be willing to do the things that they've done with me. Give a shit. Not just about them, but about their day, about their life, about their problems. You know, give a shit. And this goes for if you're trying to find a friend or if you're actually trying to find someone to spend your life with. Just fucking give a shit. So many guys out there just don't give a shit. And then they're sitting there going, well, why can't I find anybody? Because you're a fucking asshole. Just saying. I mean, I'm just being honest. Anyways, this gameplay is coming to a very rapid end. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the story about how I met Wild. I'll be back on Monday with another episode of my Road to Max Prestige. I don't know if I'm going to do story time again for a little while, but we'll see what happens. I got plenty more stories left in me, trust me. This ain't the end. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for now for a little while, you guys. But sometime next week, I might have a different type of story for you. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for joining me. Again, I'll be back on Monday. Until next time, adios. Remember that day where you and I got all down and dirty and all that fun stuff? And I'm like, yeah, it was good. Why? I almost immediately, I'm like, oh shit. She's all, well, I'm late. Now, initially, I was excited. I was happy. And because I wanted kids. And she knew that. So I was like, right on. Okay, cool. Wait a minute. You and I haven't been together in a few months. What? Yeah, I haven't seen you in like a month and a half. There's no physical way you can be pregnant by me. And she's like, so that's the bad news.